So in today's stream, I want to talk about how the journey is going as far as how setting up this house as a fish store is going. I just spent like 3 hours editing a video, and it all just crashed, and I lost everything. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm pissed. We're gonna live stream this. So I guess as people come into the chat, just let me know how you're doing. Hit up the comment section. Let me know what's good, what fish you're keeping. I'm going to try to do more live streams. I promise you guys I would. So here we are. So the journey of turning this house into a fish store has been pretty crazy, I will say. First of all, the first plan was to fill or get as many fish tanks as possible in the upstairs. And I feel like we have done just that. It all kind of started with the entertainment center build, and that kind of went viral, and that kind of that was awesome. I love that. So that was really cool. And oh, cool. Look at this plant. It's growing out of the tank. It was always on my bucket list to grow plants that grow out of the tank. I know it's stupid. Here, let me flip the cam here. Yeah, check this out. This is wisteria growing right out of the tank. That's pretty cool, right? So as I was saying, by the way, there's a bunch of people in the chat. Let me see if I can find the chat here. Sorry about this. Yes. Hello to everyone that's saying what's up. There is a ton of people coming in here. So Trisha's in the house. Kaiwan says, what's up, Chris? I'm tuned in from Bermuda. Dude, that's crazy, dude. It's not COVID, I promise. So, as I was saying, the number one goal was to get as many aquariums in the upstairs as possible, and we did just that. We got about 45 to 50 aquariums upstairs, and essentially what we're gonna do is try to create a small plant farm. You know, all these tanks are pretty much have soil in them or aqua soil of some sort, and what the plan was is to essentially grow as many plants as possible. Team Ramey says, do you use a dehumidifier, and if so, what kind? Yes, just your generic dehumidifier you can get at like Menards or Home Improvement. They're like $200 for a decent one. Hello from Greece. What is going on, guys? So yeah, the humidity is pretty high because we have decided to do open tanks just because having lids on all the aquariums turned out to be way too much work. Just because, you know, I'm gonna try to keep the topics. We will get to that topic with a little time here. But like I was saying, is we essentially filled as many aquarium with plants as possible, and we set them up to the best of our ability to grow plants so that we could sell plants locally. And we did just that. But what's happening is we are having too much demand for the plants. You know, we can't keep up selling them. You know, maybe like 5 to 10 people come over and they buy clippings, and it's like we're already cleaned out. So it's just like that's not working. And also, it's just we can't grow plants fast enough for the demand. So kind of where we're at with plants is what we're gonna have to wholesale plants in. So right now we're working on putting as many tanks in the basement as possible so that we can start wholesaling plants downstairs and bringing them in and selling them there. Mad Zach says, love your style. Thanks, brother. Plan B is to introduce house plants. We do have a bunch of house plants. Are we glitching? No, we're not glitching. My girlfriend is the crazy houseplant lady, and we have been selling some houseplant clippings. But like all other plants, it takes a bit of time for you to kind of grow up your collection. We have some spider plant babies over here. Let me know in the comment section if it's glitching. It shouldn't be glitching. See if I can get these chats coming up. So yeah, we can't, essentially what we need to do is start wholesaling plants, and that's going to be in the basement, and I've been vigorously working on that. Also, I forgot, I want to give a huge shout out to Higer, the company Higer, just because they have been sponsoring a lot of the builds around here, and they just sent me this air pump, and I absolutely love their products. I want to give them a huge shout out just because I love their stuff. You guys have probably heard me rave about their aquarium heaters. These are my favorite heaters on the market. They come with a little digital thermostat, and essentially the heater is inside the tank, and they're a beast of a heater. They come I think like 300 to 500 watts or whatever. These things, you know, a lot of heaters don't keep up in the aquariums. These things don't bat an eye. They're always there, and what's cool is if something happens with your power, they kind of like, they let you know there's an error. This is kind of like a brain box to kind of help you, it gives you alerts if something happens, if it goes over, if it goes under, if the water level drops. I really love it. And not to mention Haiger's aquarium lights. They're super cheap, and we love them. They're super basic, and it's all we need, though. You know what I mean? And also, there was another sponsor. Oh, this food right here. The ultra fresh foods, we have been trying these, and the fish like them a lot. So we picked a couple different ones. We got the Royal Guppy Mix. We have the Tropical Excellent Bites. Long story short, though, the fish really like this stuff, and I would advise people to try it. The reason we picked it up is because it's a top seller on Amazon, and you guys know I like to kind of like keep up with the trends of what's selling and such as that. So let me see here. I'm gonna sit down for a minute. It's been a hot minute since I live streamed. So the journey of setting things up in the house here has been really crazy. So like I said, we have tried to set up as many aquariums that we can plant with plants as possible. That way we can sell the cuttings, because if we don't have to buy the plants and we can just grow them, obviously we're gonna have the best profits, but we can't keep up with it, so that's not working. And as far as fish go, you know, we're breeding a bunch of live bears, and you know, it takes so much time. So we've only been at this for about a year. Maybe I can show you guys some of the fish we're breeding. We've been really heavily into live bears right now. So just because a lot of the platies and the swordtails, you don't have to heat the water, and I absolutely love the idea of that. This is a giant live bear tank here. This is a 55-gallon aquarium. I apologize about the glare. I don't think there's any breeding in there as of yet, though. Okay. But yeah, we have a bunch of different strains of platies. These are the green lanterns, I believe. Green lanterns. And I think these are swordtails. But yeah, I mean, we're getting babies. We got little rock piles in here just so they can breed a little better. It helps kind of like give the fry some coverage. The tanks look beautiful. One of the biggest issues we are actually having right now is, you know, all the aquariums look awesome in the house, but it's like, as far as like trying to yield as much money as possible, you know, there's a difference between a super awesome scaped aquarium and an aquarium that's set up to be just like netting fish to sell and such. That's why a lot of fish stores don't have heavily scaped tanks. So the battle to make profit locally, I mean, we're having probably the best yields with probably plants, just because, you know, we can grow some damn plants. You guys can see it. So we've been selling some wisteria. We've been selling the Naha grass, the guppy grass, pretty much every beginner freshwater aquarium plant you could think of. We have swords. This is actually, we have like 10 or 15 baby sword plants in here right now. It's obviously a mother plant. We've been selling a lot of some octopus plant. I'm trying to think here. By the way, isn't this the best 10-gallon aquarium rack on YouTube? Like, look at that thing. It's absolutely beautiful. It's hard to like grasp the coolness of it in video. Hey, it's me. All right, let's see here. What else do we got going? Oh, hey, Palmer Aquatics. What's up, Crypt Keeper? So we've been working on the porch a lot. This is pretty cool here too. All of these plants are in floating baskets in this goldfish tank, and they're doing absolutely amazing. So you gotta love that. House plants are doing amazing as usual. We just finished, or not, we'll pretty much finish. We finished this porch build. If you follow me on social media, you probably saw this. It kind of went viral in a lot of the plant groups, the house plant groups. Stud says pothos all over. I know, right? We got to do a video on how to put pothos in an aquarium, because it's a huge. We love the pothos over here, and it's in pretty much every tank. So, but yeah, this is the porch build, and it's going really well. This is kind of like our zen spot. We come in here and chill. We have some cold drinks. We eat out here, just kind of hang, deep conversation. This is what it looks like. It's kind of cool because there's a train that goes by, so you can kind of just chill here and listen to the train. Is this your home or a store? Says Stud. That's a good question. What's going on is I'm living here while setting it up as a store. So once this turns full store, I got to find somewhere else to live. Everyone go splash that like button. Yes. John says, do you have duckweed in your tanks? Yes, duckweed is a godsend. Floating plants in general kind of like hold all of our aquariums together. But yeah, like I was saying, the porch build here, we're going to be setting up 4 29-gallon tanks on that wall. So I think that'll be really sick in here as you're just chilling here in the porch, and then chilling on the couch. And then you'll also look to your left, and then you'll have the 4 29-gallon tanks. What's up, everyone? Says NW Aqua Hobby. Floating plants. Yeah, that was great you brought that up. So we had a lot of early success selling floating plants, and one of the hottest plant was water lettuce, because we actually pretty much sold ourselves out of it, which was kind of a mistake. This is only what we have left right here in this angel fish tank, and this stuff looks kind of neglected. So I don't know, we might I might have to make a phone call and see if we can get some new some new water lettuce in the house, just to kind of fulfill a new amount. So the floaters, we have every kind of floater known to mankind around here. We have duckweed, just the generic duckweed, and then we have the giant duckweed. We have the salvinia. We have all kinds, and we do sell it locally. So that's one of our hot things to sell. If you guys remember, maybe you don't, it's not a big deal, but right here was the nano fish rack, and we had little nano tanks on here, and I have made the conscious decision to completely evacuate or vacate all nano aquariums. I won't be keeping many of them, again, just because they're so hard to do maintenance on it. It's kind of annoying. We have this tank up here. It looks kind of cool, but as you can see, it's covered in algae. I swear, nano tanks, that's just what they do. They just blow out an algae. If you're not maintaining them every other dang day. That's right, I said dang. So yeah, I just built a little rack here to hold dual 20s, just like the other racks around here. Everything is the sideway racking. But yeah, floating plants. You can tell this tank is a little dark right now, and that's how you can tell when you need to remove the floaters, because what's happening is the floaters are choking out these plants, and they're not getting light. Let's see here. I'm going to show you guys something cool. This tank right here, this is Lutwigia repens, and this is actually really cool because this plant grows out of water, and that's exactly what it's doing right here. You can see it came out of the water, and then it's just growing out. There's one right there too. That's always super sick to me when that happens. Some people are asking about the pond. Yeah, we'll go see that here in a second. How do I bring up the chat? I'm an idiot. It's been so long. Petroman says, hello, Chris. Jimmy P says, hey, Crip. All right, let's go see the pond really quick. Hopefully the lighting's on. Are you a full-time creator? No, I'm not. I'm not a full-time creator. I could maybe be, but how much money I spend on this project of trying to build this into a store gets really expensive. So here's the pond. Sorry about the sound. There's a lot of fans running down here. I do have some, I just built a custom exhaust system where like it sucks air out of the basement and sucks new air in, if that makes any sense. It's like a DIY air exchange system because the air down here gets really sticky and it just needs it. A dehumidifier can't even keep up with this big pond. So this is for the 450-gallon pond. The fish are doing amazing. I think there's 4 Oscars in here. There's a jag cichlid. Look at that huge Midas. There's a Florida gar. There is a huge red tail. I just got done building this little setup here. You may have seen it in the other videos. This is just a tiered sump system. The water is pumped into this main tank, in which there also is a flower horn in there. It looks kind of ugly. I just kind of let the algae blow out just because the mere fact of all of this is to just filter the water. So it's pumped into this tank and then it overflows into this sump that I built. And I also have some spider plants growing in here, and I have pothos crawling out of the sump as well. You can kind of see the root systems are doing their madness in there. With some time, it will just get crazy. These pothos are starting to come to life. I threw up a basic shop light up here, the 6K you get at Walmart. And these pothos, as you can see, the roots are going crazy in there. So, loving it. These boys are hungry, you can tell. The water's crystal clear and the fish are hungry. I also have a like DIY bucket sump I built over here. I put this brace in right here as well, just because there's so many aquariums upstairs. I got a little worried. The more bracing, the better, just because there's 50 fish tanks upstairs. This is just a basic 5-gallon bucket sump build, and a pump that's right there just runs this up into the hose, and it runs it through different tiers of foam. We have different tiers, and then it just goes into bio balls, and it works really well. It keeps the water crystal clear, and then I just drill holes in the side there. It's just a super easy build. I like this because it's in the pond. If something fails, it just leaks in the pond. Because I'm under the idea that I hate using bulkheads just because they kind of scare me. But this is also, these bulkheads, if they leak, it just leaks right into the pond. So I'm kind of weird like that, because I've had so many things leak through the year that that's how I build all my stuff, because if it's gonna leak, I want it to just not be all over the floor. By the way, someone hasn't picked up this iridescent shark yet. I'm trying to get rid of him. If you're local to Minnesota, please come get him. I'm sort of over the fish. God, these cichlids are so beautiful. I'm so excited to get more cichlids. That's gonna be these tanks over here. There's I got 4 75s waiting to be just pumped full of cichlids. All right, let's go upstairs. The lighting down here is horrendous. All right, guys. I guess that's about it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, I guess maybe I'll just get back to the grind and see if I can still save the video that I edited. I literally spent like 2-3 hours editing and the thing just crashed. It's the beauty. And I lost everything, I think. Pretty sure. So if you guys are in, if you're there, hit me up in the comments section if you guys have questions. Also, let me know what videos you guys want to see here on the channel. Just because I'm kind of like, I'm in such a mode right now to where it's just like, man, I don't even know. I've done so many care guides and just like generic how-to videos. It's just like, I need ideas from you guys, essentially. So I guess you get rid of your Jack Dempseys. Yes, actually there is a Dempsey in that pond downstairs, but as of right now, what I'm essentially doing is just throwing all the cichlids in the pond until I get some big tanks set up down there. I have two 75s set up, and there's a big Midas in one of them. And I'm gonna wait to kind of do some videos until I get some more 75s set up. But I will be getting some cichlids and probably doing some breeding projects again. I'm really excited to kind of get into some Dempseys, or like fire mouse were kind of like my jam and like years ago. Also, jewel cichlids, I really kind of miss those. There's just so many cichlids, so. Oh, and we have some angels breeding over there, but it is what it is. All right, guys, I guess that's about it. There's not many people online right now. Ever think of doing a saltwater tank? Yes, I've done saltwater tanks. They're pretty cool. There will be a saltwater tank in the house, so. All right, guys, without further ado, hit me up in the comment section. I want to know what you guys want to see from this channel, if you guys want to see anything. A bunch of people have been bugging to see how we do water changes. I did kind of think up a pretty crazy little system. There's drains kind of outside all in the house here. It's really cool. I love it. But yeah, without further ado, hopefully your fish tanks are doing well, and I'll hear from you soon. So yeah, take it easy, and I will hear from you guys soon. Ending.